round of applause, Jill Duca. Jill,
Hello, hello. I'm so happy that we're here together. I just want to congratulate you for actually investing actually this 1 hour to yourself in order to become the best version of yourself. I really want to congratulate you for this. Please take your pen, take your notepad, because research says that we have 80% more possibility to remember what we write down. And this is so important because I want you to take the most out of your time. So you are here, which means that you belong to the 5% of the people that want to create a better reality for yourself. So tap a yes if you really want to create a better reality for yourself, and that's why you're here. Just let me know if this is, what you. Great. And please write to everyone. Don't write only to me, a private message. Excellent. Yes, yes, and yes, yes, yes. Great, great, great. So keep coming. And in coaching, we always start with intention. Okay, intention is everything because it energizes the reticular activating system, the part of the brain that actually is creating the reality that we want. So I want to invite you now to be very clear on what would you like to get with you at the masterclass. What would you like to get with you at the end of the masterclass? Please write down in your notepad and also write in the chat so that me and Scott, we make 100% sure that you actually get it. So please write it in the chat and let's see how we can make this happen. What would you like to get with you at the end of the masterclass? Great, more wisdom, how to build my coaching practice. Yes, please write to everyone. Yes. And this will help us to be very, very clear on what our goal is here in the masterclass. Excellent, excellent. So you are in the right place. Okay, you are in the right place if you have a great life. Okay, and tap yes if your life is great already. You are in the right place if you want to be more. Tap a yes if you want to be more. And also now, tap a yes if you feel held back by your thoughts, circumstances, and others. Okay, tap yes also if you feel held back by your thoughts, circumstances, and others. Excellent, I get a lot of yeses. And I want to tell you that this is perfectly okay. So this is perfectly okay because that's why we're here. We're here to overcome this, and this is what we're gonna work on in the masterclass the next hour. Now, you are in the right place. You want to help others, feel inner harmony, enjoy life, and have thoughts that serve you. And you want to get rid of the little voice that keeps talking. And I hope that I'm not the only one who has this little voice. So tap a yes just to reassure me that yes, you hear the voice, but you really would like to make this voice serve you. So you really have understood that your thoughts are the ones that actually are going to create the reality that you have. And while we focus on how we can shift our thoughts, then we can actually create much easier our dreams. Oh, thank God you hear the voice. Great. Yes, you want to actually transform this little voice. Excellent. So this is me. You heard my bio. I've been blessed to be mentored by Jack Canfield, who's the #1 coach of USA. He has sold more than 250 titles, 500 million copies print in over 40 languages. And ever since 2007, Jack has mentored me and has supported me, and I've been blessed, to have him next to me in this journey. I have been blessed to share the stage with Brennan Bouchard, with Steve Forbes. I've written number one Amazon bestseller, three number one bestsellers for Greece and Cyprus. I've done workshops all over the world, and speaking at TEDx in India, and workshops with Microsoft, with banks, with Kraft. I've been a contributor in Forbes, Coaches Council. I have been in TV with the queen of the Greek TV, Eleni Menegaki. And this is all, you know, incredible, but the most incredible is that I have created in quotes is my daughter Joy, uh, who is celebrating her birthday next week. She will be 8 years old, and I'm very, very blessed to have her in my life. And this is a time that I spoke in the House of Commons, which now I have the privilege to speak every year. But of course, all these are not how everything started. In 2007, I got severely burned out and I didn't know what was wrong, but I knew that I was not living on my life's purpose. I was supposed to be happy, successful, have a very fulfilling career, but something inside me was missing. And on top of that, I had a lot of guilt because something inside me was missing. And an incident happened. I had something like a breakdown, and I just asked for guidance. I asked God for guidance. And then, in a magical way, coaching came into my life. And within one coaching session, I realized that I wanted to create my own training practice, that I wanted to, in order to do that, I wanted to have some money in order to, you know, create my own business building. And within 2 months, I actually manifested the money, which was really crazy and complete out of, out of reality. If you hear my story on YouTube, you will, I'm sure you will agree with me. And ever since, I was like, oh my God, this coaching thing is a superpower, and I really need to take it out into the world. It's so important that people know that the moment that they start goal setting in the right way, in the right direction, is the moment that they actually will start manifesting what they want. So I studied to become a coach. I started working with people. I saw some incredible results also in my clients. I kept having incredible results by being coached by some of the best coaches in the world, myself. And at a certain point, my students would go like, my coaches would go like, I want to do what you're doing. I want to study in order to become a coach. And then Global Academy of Coaching was born. And ever since the first day, I've been blessed to be working with Scott in Global Academy of Coaching and training high achievers to taking their lives to the next level, but at the same time, becoming some of the best coaches in the world. So this is a journey that has been lasting for 18 years. And I would like to know if you have ever felt that what you're doing is not actually what you're supposed to do. So please let me know in the chat if you have ever felt what I described to you. Great, 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 great. So my mission is to lead high-end targets through creative flexibility in order to empower people to take action, feel secure, and get the greatest value from their future. And in Global Academy of Coaching, we are committed to train 1 million high achievers to become top coaches and leaders in the world. Now, let's see how you can build a recession-proof coaching business without selling your soul. And which one of you are already coaches and are already studying? Can I see? So, Anna, I know you're studying. Georgia, are you studying? Ellen, are you studying? Vasiliki, I know you're studying. Eliana, are you studying? So please write in the chat where are you in this journey? I would love to know. Yes, you are. Yes, great. So let's see how we can do it. Now, we have been conditioned that hard work pays off. So I know that all of us have been conditioned on this, and I'm working very hard. So I'm the one that will never tell you not to work hard, but a business, any kind of business, is based on your visibility. And this is something that we learn in Global Academy of Coaching. I want to make it very, very clear. When you decide to become a coach, write this down. You are first a marketeer and then a coach. Okay, it's so important to realize this. And I know that many of you say, no, I want to be just coaching. This is what I want. Now, let's take it backwards. Would you ever trust someone and work with someone who was not capable and able to go out there and explain what they're doing? And I'll repeat, let me know in the chat. Would you ever buy any service from anyone who would not feel comfortable and go out there and share what exactly they're doing? So you definitely wouldn't, okay? You definitely wouldn't buy. Why? Because if if they don't feel comfortable being out there and sharing what they're doing, then this means that they don't have the confidence, the knowledge, the skills, and the abilities to actually back up the results that they do, the results that they bring. Do you see the difference? So the three things that someone, in order for someone to buy from you, is first to like you, then to trust you, and third, to know that you are going to bring results for this, for what you're selling. So write this down: like, trust, and results. And this is what I insist so much on, the fact that you need to know first that you're a marketeer and then a coach. And this is the practice that it's very important for you to invest on. And any certification that actually trains you just to be a coach, for me, is doing a huge mistake, because they don't actually prepare you for what actually coaching is. Okay. And in Global Academy of Coaching, we do this a lot, and we're focusing a lot on really transforming our students' minds towards this, and realizing that the more you're out there, the more you transform the like, trust, and results factors. Okay. So we have been in the moon, okay, and we haven't fixed the fact that fear keeps us from being out there. Why? Because we have been conditioned that life is hard, you can trust no one, money is scarce, I need to suffer and pay my bills doing something I don't like, there's no love, men and women are beep, 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 beep. So we have all these thoughts in our mind, and these are the ones that keeps us back. So yeah, all my life I have been an accountant. I hear this so often. I've been this all my life. How am I going to go out there and share to my friends that I'm doing something different? Now, this is fear, okay? And fear is a part of ourselves, and this masterclass is over. And do you guys have any questions? No, this is my black humor, this is my sarcasm, because all these are lies, okay? It really has to do with reframing, and reframing is a basic coaching tool. And it's so important that we realize that all these are lies. Life is not hard. If you get in the flow, you can trust people. You just, use your common sense and don't trust everyone. Money is abundant if you choose to look at it like it is abundant. You really don't need to suffer and pay your bills doing something you don't like. You can choose to do something different. There is love if you choose the fact that there is, and men and women are incredible. Some, okay, are really beat, but many people out there are really incredible. Now, the truth is that we didn't learn how to handle our brain. We didn't learn to have faith. We didn't learn to trust our intuition. And we all got trained to find answers from the outside. We didn't learn that all answers are within. Okay. And this new reality is that we are creating our life. We know deep inside that all the tough times are happening for us, not against us. We can handle the negative feelings with love, the fear of putting yourself out there, you can handle it with love, and we can enjoy every minute of our lives. And I want you to step into this new reality and tap a yes if you really want this, if you want to feel centered, even if whatever is going on. You want to be absolutely clear on what you desire. You want to be absolutely clear on how to create what you desire. You want to be focused, happy, and feel complete. So tap a yes if you really want all this. And now ego is going to say to you, I don't need help to remove fear. I'm okay the way I am. I can handle everything. I don't want to rock the boat. My life is fine. I can go through this. And this is exactly where in Global Academy of Coaching, we say it's the step in the void. Okay, this is exactly where you need a coach to take you to to support you to do the next step. Okay, because otherwise, if we don't remove fear, we will end up like sick, fired, knowing that we need to do something else while we do something else, divorced or not taking a divorce, and counting the days till retirement. And seriously, I cannot believe people believe that they're going to live through their retirement funds. I don't know. It depends on where you live, but this for me is just, I don't, I just cannot believe it. Now, have you ever seen other people in your life or found yourself in any of these scenarios? Tap a yes, because these are the ways that the universe tells us that it's time for us to go to the next level. And only if you bulletproof yourself and release fear, you're actually going to do it. Great. And we will change this together. Yes, excellent. Excellent. And I have no words to say how proud I am and happy to co-host this masterclass with my dear friend and colleague, Scott Macharelli. He's a master certified coach and professor at Global Academy of Coaching. He's in the top 4% of all credential coaches worldwide. He's the founder of Clear Insights Coaching, and he supports executives and leaders globally. He's professor at Global Academy of Coaching since day one. He has over 30 years of corporate business experience in the US, Latin America, and Middle East. He coaches leaders to be able to communicate with confidence and ease. He helps his clients align their careers with the core values and authentic self. Since 2014, has trained and mentored hundreds of coaches. He has contributed as an author to 2 books, founder and co-host of the podcast So Logic, lives in Washington, D.C. He travels in the craziest and most beautiful places in the world, and his mantra is to live a life with a no regrets attitude. Scott, the floor is yours.
All right. Hello, everybody. Let me get set up here. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Are you seeing it? Yes, you're hearing me? Excellent. Happy to be here, Jill, Ava, everybody that's here. Welcome to this masterclass. Yes, I have a podcast, Soul Logic. This is all about creating a recession-proof business that doesn't, you don't lose yourself in it, lose your soul in it, selling your soul. There is selling and coaching, right? So it's kind of a little bit of a paradox there. This all starts with you. And people will be like, well, it's my coaching business, but it starts with you. This is not a job, right? This is you, and your business will only ever be as great as you are becoming yourself. And those two letters, B, E, in becoming, is what I want you to focus on today, because we're going to talk about the three B's that are important that start with you. So I want you to think about, where are you now? Think about that, and then think about where you want to be, because that gap in between is what we're going to be talking about here, and how you can orient yourself to get there. So as Jill said, get your pen out, your paper, take a couple of notes. Being is an important word as we talk about building not only a business, but a recession-proof business. And I will say that, in all honesty and transparency, my coaching business is now busier and better than it was before the pandemic. From the pandemic on, I've actually built a much stronger business, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So let's take a look here at the first B, and that is to be true. You've got to be true to yourself, because if you're not true to yourself, you end up depleting your energy. You'll never have the energy that you need. And it's all about knowing yourself. When I started this coaching journey back in 2010, I knew I loved learning. That was never an issue. And I knew I loved anything to do with personal development, but I did not start out to be a coach. I was a general manager working overseas, had a good salary, had a good life. All those questions Jill asked us in the beginning, I was like, yes, 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 but something was missing. I didn't know what the what was, but I knew that there was something missing. By starting a coaching journey to become trained to be a coach, the first thing that I realized early into the program was, oh boy, this is different. This is not just me learning something to do. No, no, no. This is me actually becoming my own first client. I remember I told myself, if you're going to do this and commit to it, because I was already busy, I think we all are, make this a real meaningful experience. And I kept a journal through the whole thing. I wrote almost 200 pages in Word through what I was learning, who I was becoming, what was happening to me from my corporate job and the travel and everything I had going on with that, and that responsibility, to what I was learning in coaching. And I realized early on, this is something very different than I've ever experienced in life. So the first thing is to commit to knowing yourself, because you've got to commit to this process. It is a true learning journey, and it is a true transformational journey. My goal, as I said, was not to become a coach. An interesting thing happened about a few months, maybe 6 months into the training. I realized I can't not become a coach, but I had no idea what it was going to look like. But I knew that that was going to be part of my future, was to be coaching. And I learned much, much more than I ever expected to learn. As I said, I got to be my own first client. And it was transformational, because I allowed it to be transformational, because I committed to knowing myself. Through that process, you see all these values on the right-hand side of the screen. I ended up learning my real core values. I had done some values work before, but once I knew what my core values were, it became so much easier to do what's going to come in the following slides. It helped to understanding me and knowing me helps to create that business that is recession proof and is very energizing. So it becomes this ongoing journey of exploration and exploring possibilities. And it allows you to align your business goals with your values. Imagine if you can do that. You can have your business goals aligned with your values. How you show up professionally is who you are personally, and vice versa. That synergy, that action, the action that it creates is so, so empowering. You don't feel like you're going to a job. I've heard that said is just over broke, where you're going to a job and you're just going through the motions, and sometimes all you have to do is show up and turn on your email, and then it all just happens by inertia. And none of it is because you're wanting it to happen. It's just happening. This is a whole different thing. You get to be true to yourself. This is the first B. The second one, what do we see? We see a picture of a person holding a compass, trying to figure out where they want to go. We need to be committed to knowing where it is we want to go. This is important. Knowing where we want to go, but not knowing how we're going to get there. It's different. If you're driving, the GPS will take you from A to B, but it might make detours along the way. We throw our trust into the GPS. We don't often trust ourselves. And that's important. So when we start to know our core values, and we start to live our life through our core values and are committed to learning and our own development, we start to build up that trust within ourselves. once we start to do that, it helps us to navigate the journey, knowing where we want to go. This quote, I had to dig this paper out, which is why I had to step away just at the beginning of the class. I think I'm going to finally retire it. I think the purpose has come. Sometimes you don't know why maybe you do certain things. Sometimes you don't know why you carry things around. So this piece of paper, which is now very torn, okay, was given to me in a bar in Paris in 2010. I remember this conversation. It was with my former director, my corporate job, and his aunt met us there. And I happened to be in Paris, and he was living in Paris. He was my manager at the time, my director. We're having this conversation about life, and a couple drinks in, the conversation got to wherever it got to. I don't remember the details, but I remember that Barbara Peppers, his aunt, took a piece of paper and she wrote down structure is only valuable if you make it for yourself. And for some reason, that stuck with me, well, at least for 14 years. And I've been carrying that paper around folded up inside of a bag that I keep like all my electrical plugs and everything in. And here I am using this for the first time. I've said it before, but I've never used it. So here today, you're witnessing this quote. Structure is only valuable if you make it for yourself. And this is something that's really important, in my view at least. And I've known this in my own business, that the more committed I was to creating structures that worked for me, the more successful my business was. So starting a coaching business, there are lots of ways to start a business. There's lots of ways to run a business and to continue to grow your business, but make it for yourself because there's no cookie cutter option. You can only feel your way into this and what feels right and navigate yourself, orient yourself with that compass. This is right, this is not right, and continue to make it for yourself. So thank you, Barbara Peppers, for giving me this quote that has stayed with me. And this allows you to authentically direct your business by taking inspired action. Because when you are aware of where you want to go and you know your core values and you're trusting yourself, then the actions will come from within and it's easier to take action. It's much easier, especially when you've created those structures that are assisting you because they are unique to you, as unique as you are. The third one is to be decisive. And you see this person here with a megaphone, right? Coaching is all about speaking. It's all about conversation. As Jill said, nobody hires a coach because they see a Facebook ad and they're like, oh, that person looks good. Click. I'm going to start working with them. No, they need to get to know you. They need to like you. They need to trust you. Trust is important. So when you know yourself, you like yourself, you understand your values, you understand why it is you do what you do, what's the why behind, what's the important piece of it. So being decisive is important. And one of the things about being decisive is say no, because no is a complete sentence. Say it often, right? People expect to hear it. It can be harder for us to speak it than those that hear it. This took me a long time to really come on board with that, but it's true. It helps to clear our vision, it helps to clear our way, and it avoids getting pulled off course. It avoids those distractions. So when we think of the compass, say no. If what is happening around you or to you, or the invitation, the opportunity, if it's not aligned with your values, if it's not aligned with where you want to go, say no. It's really important. And then say yes to all that is aligned. Because when you clear the clutter, it allows you to view and to make a really good decision on this is what's aligned. This is what's aligned. This is aligned. I don't know how it's going to work out, but for some reason, I'm feeling that I should have a conversation with this person. I'm feeling that there's more for me to do with this organization. However it plays out, it's all about feeling. So feel into what's happening. Say no often. Say yes to what's aligned, because that allows you to authentically direct your business and take that inspired action. And focus on you and the business every single day. This is where many of us miss the mark because we're not putting the business first. But it's putting ourselves first. The better we are as a person, the business is an extension of us. The better we are as a person, the better the business will be. The more we commit to our own self-care, the more we commit to our own learning and growth, the better our business will be, right? The more that we are really paying attention to what's happening around us and pulling back and not reacting quickly, but taking the time to respond, the better our business will be. The more we say no, the better it's going to be because we're going to be less distracted. We're going to be more on target. We're going to be knowing where it is that we're going. And this is really it, focusing on the business and having as many conversations as we can on a regular basis is very important to building a recession-proof business because this is a mindset. It's a mindset that we have to get into, and it's a mindset that we don't just get there and stay there. We get there and we continue to evaluate, is this working? Is this not working? It requires us to be honest with ourselves. I didn't put that here, but that is true. So my advice, besides all of this, and my inspiration for you is to embrace the adventure, have fun with this. If you're not already with Global Academy of Coaching, get with Global Academy of Coaching because the coaching program will transform you. As I said before, I didn't start out to be a coach. I thought I would just learn something because I knew I liked to learn. And I thought it'll help me in my job as a general manager. It got to be so much that my coaching training back in the day, 14, 15 years ago, coached me right out of my corporate job. My life was already really good. Now it's great. So I want all of you to have life that is great and continue to build that life. Embrace the adventure, have fun, and thank you very much. Back to you, Jill.
Awesome. Yes, let me share my
Right.
screen. So I really like the fact that you said that we have to, the business, take care of the business first because it's an extension of you. So this is really, really important. Then this is something that we learn in Global Academy of Coaching on how to actually be the business. You are the business. And at the same time, take care of yourself. And this is huge, Scott. And, when you start building the business, sometimes you can be burned out. You can really sell your soul. But when you know, and you, as you said, you have aligned the values, your values with the business, then it makes all the difference. So if you want to learn more about Global Academy of Coaching Leadership Certification, you can check in this link, if we can have the link, or you can check this QR code and we will assign you a Thrive Coach, a Global Academy of Coaching graduate to see if you're a good fit in the interview. And we would love to see how we can support you. Now, in order to actually deliver results, for me, the number one secret is to have studied and have an accredited diploma. And you cannot build a bulletproof business if you don't deliver results. So the most important is first to actually have an accredited diploma in order for you to increase dramatically your probability of creating results. Okay? This for me is so important because once you raise your standards, and I would like if you write this down, the moment I raise my standards, the better results I bring. And ICF, International Coach Federation, is the biggest, the largest organization in the world on coaching. The standards are really crazy. Every 6 months, we are sharing with them what we're doing in the certification, all the context, the professors, who they are, what their accreditation is. So they're very, very strict. And I've always learned to learn from the best, from the top. And the top people will actually support you to create results, okay? Because they already have been doing it. This is our beautiful Christina. Christina paid her tuition in her 6 months of her study. So she paid off her tuition within the first 6 months. She had already done other coaching certification, but she was not confident that she could coach. And within 6 months, she paid off her tuition fees with 20 clients, okay? And she's an inspiration. This is a before and an after picture. She's really an inspiration on how she brought value and she brings value in people. So if you want to learn more, you can check the link or check the QR code to find out more about Global Academy of Coaching. Now, the second one is, and this is something that we train our coaches in Global Academy of Coaching, is to collect testimonials from the people that you are coaching, okay? But these are also your peer fellow students, your peer coaches, you know, the people that you study and you're doing the certification with. You can also collect testimonials from them. Now, one thing is to collect testimonials, and the second thing is, of course, to take the permission to share them. It's vital that we go out there and share how powerful coaching is. It's vital that we educate our friends and fans. And this way we create a ripple effect out there. So people start to understand that coaching actually changes lives. Okay, so I want to urge you, in order to start building your business as you know, the best way possible, to collect testimonials every time you're doing a coaching session and then share them in order to educate your friends and fans. Okay. Now the second secret, I did a business building program where the first 6 months I used to pay double the amount to the business program that I was making. Okay, I was making X and I was paying the business program 2X. Now I would never forget the first months I was literally crying before paying. But my mentor had told me one word, and that struck me, and I was like, oh, this is the only way for me to go forward. I want you to write this down. What brought you here won't take you there. And I had to really unlearn everything that I had learned. And I don't want you to go through this. So I spent 8 years in my business doing things in a way that didn't serve me. One of these things that I learned in this huge investment that I had done is to use 60% of my time doing marketing and educating my friends and fans. So you would be like, my God, Jill, you are a coach. You're supposed to be coaching. But this goes back to what we said in the beginning, okay? You are first a marketeer and then a coach. This is what I mean with it. So using 60% of your time doing marketing and educating your friends and fans is actually going to nurture all these incredible coaches that are going to come towards your way. Now, I want you to understand, you have the power to create everything you desire, and your desires are there for a reason, okay? You matter. Your dreams are part of the greater plan. And when we abandon our dreams, we abandon our part of the puzzle. And this means that the puzzle is like, you see the picture, is empty. Okay, the puzzle of humanity is empty. And I know that you are here because you want to make a difference. And I really want to honor you. I really want to honor you for that. And the third secret is to make your thoughts work for you. I have studied, I have 6 different, degrees, if you say, bachelor's, I have an MBA, I have certifications, I don't stop, studying actually. But only in coaching, I have learned to make my thoughts work for me. And very specific professors have actually supported me towards that. And allowing ourselves to dream as big as we want, being clear on what we want from our future, having faith no matter what, work towards our dreams, and then making our reality is the steps towards success. Okay? Now, tap a yes if you want what I'm going to be sharing. You want to be a role model for your family and friends? Tap a yes. You want to lead by example? Tap a yes. You want to inspire others to become the best version of themselves? Tap a yes. You want to be leader? You want to thrive? Tap a yes. And let's make this happen. I know most of you are working so hard towards this. Excellent, excellent. So you know that we can achieve this together. If you're not already working with us, I want to invite you to work with us. I want to invite you to work with us with the most affordable way. Some months ago, one of my mentors invited me to create a program that would give so much value to the people that would get it, that would be mind-blowing. He challenged me to add in a short period of time now, in a very concise program, 18 years of my knowledge, everything that I've learned, I think it must be over $1 million, the amount that I've invested in my personal development, literally, because I'm investing so much in myself. So all the money that I've invested in the knowledge that I have, he challenged me to add it in a very concise program. Very, very affordable, so that I give so much value to people that they actually can make a difference. And then they can choose to work further with us. And what I've done, I've added all my knowledge in the plan, okay? The 10X plan, which is about creating our dream life in 4 weeks. Week number 1 is to be clear on where you are. Week number 2 is to be clear on what you desire. Week number 3 is how you can achieve it. And then on week number 4, we put everything together and we create a very, very, very powerful vision. Now, I want you to tap, what is the feeling you would like to have every day? I would like to know, what is the one feeling you'd like to have every day? Okay? Write in the chat, what is the one feeling you would like to have every day? Now, the plan in week 1 is about understanding and rewiring our brain towards endless potential. Week 2 is about money. And I know it's very, very, it's a topic that it's very out of the comfort zone for many. It's the top 3 principles to live in abundance. Week 3 is your life vision, and week 4 is releasing the past. Okay, and then at the end of the 4 weeks, you have a written plan with your next steps towards creating your desired life. And I guarantee you that by the end of the 30 days, you will be clear on what you want, clear when you want to go, rewire your brain towards endless potential, and have a written plan with your next steps towards creating your desired life. Now, the plan is has videos, exercise, and resources of 1,999 euros. And today is only 99 euros. And I really want to invite you to grab this opportunity, because this is a one-off opportunity. And I'm going to throw in some bonuses. Once you book today, you'll get 1 free coaching session worth of 100 euros. You'll also get as bonus #1 bestsellers, ebooks, Create Love and How to Create Your Life, worth of 36 euros. So you're going to have all these total value of 1,999 with the bonus, okay, and paying only 99 euros. And I just want you to imagine what will happen once you have a very clear plan of your life, working with one of the best coaches in the world, which happens to be myself. And I would be really honored, to support you in this journey. Now, the results that our students have are much more meaningful relationships, more abundance, less stress, more time, more confidence, and more fun. And some of you have already done the plan, and I would love to see in the chat, what have you got from it? So please share in the chat what you got from the plan, because this will help other people to be very clear, of the value that they're going to get. So I would love to see that if you want. Karen says that working with me from chaos, I now have personal time and I communicate healthy boundaries. I run 2 businesses. I'm a mother of 2, and I live my days in a better, state of being. And this is amazing. Great. So please write, do you want to commit to the best version of yourself? Let's ground this. Tap a yes in the chat. And let's go to the questions. Okay, tap a yes if you want to commit to be the best version of yourself. Eva, can we see the questions? Or can you share them? I don't know.
Yes, one question that comes from Anna is about how can I start my business?
Great. Scott, you want to start with this one?
Well, structure is important, right? I mentioned that structure piece. So creating a structure that works for you. Ongoing education, learning, reading books, talking to coaches that have started their business, gaining insights from each of them, whether it's written from the books, from conversations, and start to create your structure. That's number one. Know what you need wherever it is that you live, business wise. And secondly is conversation. We are marketeers first, especially in the beginning. Make sure you're having as many conversations as you can with friends, with family, with people that you haven't met in a while. Check in with people. I was scheduling coffees, lunches, as whatever I could to meet people. Didn't have to be expensive, right? A cup of coffee here, I drank a lot of coffee in the beginning. Cup of coffee here, a cup of coffee there. All of that is so important to being able to let people know what you're doing. That's the structure too. Structure and the conversations. Jill?
Yes, it's exactly the same. Put yourself out there. So have a goal. Talk to at least 3 people every day. Really take massive action, as Tony Robbins says, in order to start, get the wheel going. Now, something magical happens. We did actually with Scott together a program on creating conversations, and we had to invite, I think, 50 people per week, something like that, to start a conversation with them. And I did that. I started sending 50 messages to people. Now, at the end of the month, every week, okay, at the end of the month, I had booked 3 one-on-one clients at my highest rate, and something really funny happened. None of them came from the messages I sent. But I know that if I hadn't sent them those messages, my energy would not be in this state in order to bring the other clients that I brought in. So I want to invite you to take massive action towards creating sales conversations. And yes, I said the word sales, because what we're selling is actually saving people's lives. All of you are selling coaching, and coaching saves people's lives. Okay. So I want to invite you to do as many sales conversations and know that the people that you are talking are meant to be your clients. Okay, they're meant to be. If you're talking to them or if your energy brought them to you, there is a reason. And Anna, I want to invite you, every time you doubt yourself about the energy part, I want you to remember the energy that we had when we first talked in London. That it was so direct. So you guys don't know, but I met Anna in an event in London. We didn't know each other. I spoke, I did a question, and then Anna said, "Oh my God, you have a coaching certification?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." We talked, and that was it. Okay. And it was a given that she would study in Global Academy of Coaching. She studied after 6 months. She started because she had to raise the funds. But Anna wants you to trust the same energy that you have felt that you're going to create with your coaches as well. How does this sound? I think she can't unmute herself, Eva. Great. Great.
Yes, Jill, it sounds great. Yeah. Thank you so much. Even when my question come up, I already learned I am the extension of my business. So basically, I've got to put myself out. That knowledge I have, it's my business. I need to share it. So thank you. I love you. I love you both.
We love you
Thank
too.
you.
Let me add one other piece to this, Jill. This is something I was just telling a colleague today. I was telling him about a new coaching client I have. It's an organization, a landscaping company, actually, in a different state. So the reality is I have absolutely no reason to know of this business. I'm not involved in that industry at all, right? Landscaping company, I don't know anything about that. Anyway, this is how it all happened. I sat next to a person on a flight a year ago. We ended up having a conversation about halfway through the flight, found out that he learned that I'm a coach. I do leadership coaching, executive coaching. He does business consulting. And so he lives not far from me. We meet every month or so, get a coffee, go for a walk, let's, catch up. He said, I'd like to refer, and he was showing me what he did for business when it wasn't for me. But he said, I'd like to refer you to people who are looking for one-on-one executive coaching. Would you be okay with it? I'm like, of course. So he did. And this company then hired me. But I not had that conversation on that airplane, right? And so similar to your message, that the clients that came to you were not through the direct messages. This person that I'm now working with in his business and his three directors that he hired me to coach individually, this person that I sat next to, his name is George, does not know any of them. He only knows the person that's the owner of the company. So we never know. And that was part of my point. We never know where it's going to go. We know where we want to go. We don't know how it's going to happen. So really being open to that, and conversations are just, it's critical. It's what we do as coaches.
I love
I wanted to
this.
share that. Yeah.
That's amazing. And another question we hear a lot of coaches when they graduate or even before. It comes from Lisa, and she asks how to cope with part-time coaching.
Scott?
I love part-time coaching. I was a part-time coach for the first 12 years. Really, 10 years, the first 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I mean, I did this, wouldn't recommend it. I did leave a job and then went into coaching, but it becomes a stressful way to start a brand new business. Things take a little bit longer sometimes than we expect. So I think part-time coaching is a great way to ease into it. It's definitely a lot more sustainable. I'm a big supporter of that. Jill,
How did you make it happen?
how did I make what happen? The part-time coaching? I had other part-time work. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So you did it in the evenings, or you split the time? How
Yeah,
did you?
because I wasn't working full-time, so I had another work engagement that was also part-time.
Mm,
So it helped me to structure that. So I had, 3 days a week with one organization, and then the other 2 days a week were more of my coaching days.
yeah, yeah. I think I remember that, Scott. I'm not the right person because I burned the bridges. So I actually stopped completely the work, and I knew that, things might not go well. I had some money on the side, so I was not like starving, I wasn't like, oh my God, if I don't make money from coaching, I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna. So I knew I had, I think, 6 months in the side to be able to live comfortable. But what this did to me was like I did really take massive action. So as I've shared sometimes, many times in classes, I was writing in 4 very famous websites. I was doing one workshop per month live, and I was massively doing free workshops everywhere, contacting everyone I knew. I was like, if you have more than one people, I'll come and speak. So it was really, I was really out there. And suddenly, in one night, I became one of the best coaches in Greece. But, only the people who are following me from day one know the hard work that this needed to happen.
Every day you were focused on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question, last one.
We have this question from Katerina, which I think we pretty much already answered. How I start a coaching business and how I find my first clients.
Great, Scott.
We've already talked about the starting the coaching business, right? So finding your first clients really, again, it kind of goes back to what I've said and what Jill says. The more that you know who you are, can we speak to everybody? Absolutely. Can we coach everybody? Absolutely. The problem is if you speak to everybody, if you put yourself out there as an everything type of coach, nobody finds you. So I think it's really important to be very specific on who you're working with in the beginning, at least. Try it for a period of time and let everybody know this is who I work with and this is how I can help them. That's one thing, because the message then it starts to connect in people's minds. Work with Jill because she works with. Call Scott because he works with. Similar to the message about when I sat next to George on the airplane. He knows that I work with executives and leaders in small companies and large companies, one-on-one coaching. If he needs someone that he comes across that needs one-on-one coaching, individual coaching, or team coaching, he will reach out to me. It's very clear in his mind. Right? So that is an important thing because that allows you to have more conversations with more people and for people to then be referred to you. So that's how you can find your first clients. And the testimonials is super important. Get the testimonials. And when you're coaching somebody and like in that moment, there's success, they got something, there's the aha moment. Say to them, what did you just learn about yourself? How is this impacting you? And just write it down. And maybe at the end of the session, say, by the way, you shared this. May I use it? Do I have your permission? Because if you try to get somebody, if you send somebody something to fill out, 50% will do that. If you capture it yourself in the moment with something brilliant that they say, that's an amazing testimonial about how the coaching has supported them, that's really worth a lot. Jill?
Yeah, I love it. And definitely invite all your friends to do a coaching session with you. So you start educating them, okay? And then offer them a package. This is how I started my business. I invited all my friends to do a free coaching session. Actually, I invited them to do 3. And then I said, okay, I can give you 5 more sessions. What would you be willing to pay for 5 sessions? So I didn't have the confidence then to say I want 100, 200, 1,000. So I gave all the power to my clients. That was so clever because one friend of mine paid 50 euros. The other one paid 500 for the same sessions, the same number of sessions. And they felt okay with that. So that was my start. And I think it was really brilliant. And if you try it, it really takes away from you all this pressure of, oh, I'm asking a lot. Oh, I'm not asking a lot. And just give it to the universe in a way. It's like a little game. So
It's
I
a great
think
idea.
to close because it's we have to shut down now. I would love us all to take a picture. So if you are decent, please open your camera. And also, I would love you to write in the chat, what are you getting from this masterclass? Because it's so important to really ground the learnings that you got. Remove spotlight. Okay, great. So if you're decent, if you're dressed, please open the camera. Let's take a beautiful picture. Scott, I've learned that when you do this, balloons come out. Look, guys, it's so funny, isn't it?
Really?
No, it's only for Jill.
It's only for me?
Oh, for real? I've never heard that.
Only Jill.
Guys, it's so funny. We do it in the meeting. Look.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I have, this is not fair. Yeah.
That's great. I've never seen that
Great.
before.
Let's take a picture.
All right.
And Lisa said, inspiring advance. Thanks, Julie Scott. Thank you so much, Lisa. Great. And write in the chat what you got with you. It will be really great.
Yes.
And you will also get the recording. If you haven't done the plan, book the plan. It's an amazing opportunity. I really wanna thank you, Scott. It's always a pleasure.
Always. Yes. Thank you,
For us
Jill and
to do a
Eva.
workshop. And you guys, Anna, Lisa, Helen, Vasiliki, Liana, thank you so much for being here. Eva, James, you are the top team. Thank you, operations team, for always organizing incredible masterclasses so we can share wisdom. The recording is going to go to over 100 people. So they're going to get so much value from what we just shared. Big hug. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Love you all. Bye, Scott.
Make it a great 2024.
Yes.
Let's make it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
night. Bye.